Hello everyone, my name is Danielle. I'm from Cageless Reading. So welcome to the channel today. Today's pick a card. I have a few questions I had asked. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is how do your friends see you? The second card we're going to pull is going to be how does your family see you? And then the third card we're going to pull is how do your guides see you? And then after that, I'm going to pull 3 cards from one of these decks here. And I'm going to just ask for some reminders from your guides to help support you right now. So this is just like a quick little shorter reading again. And I just kind of thought it's sometimes nice to have a little pick a card reading that brings us up, reminds us that people appreciate us and admire us. And sometimes we just need to hear that. So this is all about being in your highest good and love and light. So I'm not looking for any sort of turbulent energies or anything like that. So yeah, this is kind of a pick-me-up thing. Okay, so that all being said, I'm just going to quickly clear the energy. I'm going to tap these 3 times. So this is just to ground you, clear your environment, and just clear the energy around this reading. All right, so that being said, pile 1, I'm not gonna let you choose from anything other than the top card because I wanted to pull cards for each pile in the actual pile. I didn't want to pre-do it, so we are just choosing off of the decks. So the first one is the Daily Guidance from Your Angels Doreen Virtue deck. Let you get a closer look at the top card. Has an angel with open hands, showering abundance. For pile 2, this is our Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck, and it's a mermaid on a rock reaching out to a fairy. And the card is mainly blue, where the first pile card is mainly purple. And then for pile 3, we have a unicorn deck. I think it's Magical Unicorns Oracle card deck. And as you can see, there's just a unicorn on it, and there's some kind of like green vines and flowers in the background. And if you've never chosen or done a pick a card reading, all you do is you close your eyes, put one hand on your heart, maybe put both hands on your heart, take a couple of deep breaths in, relaxing your body, and then you just ask yourself the question. So where you have your hand on your heart, you just ask your heart and say, which deck or which pile has a message for me today? And then you open your eyes and you just look at whichever card is standing out to you. So it could be the image, it could be a color, it could just be something about it is drawing you in. You can just feel like you should go for pile 2. It could have nothing to do with what you see. It could just be a feeling. Or if you like, you can look at the description box. There'll be a timestamp next to each pile, and there might be a number that's sticking out to you right now. So you can also choose that way. All right, that all being said, I will see you all in your card readings. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the Daily Guidance and Angels deck. I'm going to use this to choose your 3 cards from messages to support you right now from your guides. And for your start of the card reading where it's how do your friends, family, and your guides see you, I am going to be using the Citadel archetype deck. So first card is what do your friends see in you for pile 1 in love and light and for your highest good. We're just asking for 1 card for each one of these. Okay, and then second card is how does your family see you pile 1 in your highest good and love and light. Awesome. And lastly, we have what do your guides see in you pile 1 in your highest good in love and light. Wow, that was a fun card. Okay, so 1, we have the twins, self-protection, dual nature. We have the wise one, tradition and order. And we have the here, unseen potential and hesitation. Really interesting. Already right away when I pulled this for this card, I actually have the impression that a lot of you are parents who have chosen this pile. If you're not, don't sweat it. I just feel like people have seen you as more of the adult figure. So you might be the kid in the family where your parents were always like, my kid's the responsible one and I'm like the wild child. You feel like you kind of have that energy if you are not yourself a parent, or even if you like it was both, you know, you're kind of a parent to your parents and the more responsible one, and then also you are a parent now and you still have that same sort of archetypal energy following you. For this one, how do your friends see you? The twins, self-protection, dual nature. This is really interesting. When I look at the image here, I feel like it's saying that they see you as someone who is really balanced in their masculine and feminine energy. So you see it as someone who they see is, there's so much stuff actually coming off this one card for you from your friends. They see you as someone who has a good balance between wanting to get out there and do things, but then also knowing your boundaries on being like, you know what, I just want to chill today. I'm not going to make it out. And I feel like they see this as like a very positive thing, like someone who can really know their limits. But then there's also this secondary messaging here around them saying that your friends see you as part of their group, their tribe. Like if you believe in soul tribe, soulmate kind of energy, you feel like a lot of your friends see you as that, just like the other half that they were missing, the other half that they wanted to meet in their lives. So they just feel like this is such a strong, loving kind of relationship. And I do feel like this is coming more from just a couple of friends of yours. Instead of being like kind of the general group of friends, I feel like this is like your very close friends. They just feel like you're a really essential part of their life, like the twins energy. Like that's when you're talking about sisterhood, brotherhood, you know, just feeling like your family. So this is a really beautiful card. I love that. I super love it. It's very, very cool. Great to see that you have people that think so highly of you. The wise one. Actually, sorry, something else that was just coming through for this card is just sometimes they say you doubt yourself. You doubt like your value to them or your value to other people. And I just feel like this card is coming through just to say like, never doubt it. Like you really are their other half. They're missing piece. And I feel like you can be opposites in a lot of ways, but that's what they say they love about you. Like you guys are so different from each other that it just makes life way more interesting. And I feel like there's like obviously some key things you have in common, like values. But I just feel like there's just so many differences at the same time once people look a little bit deeper. Okay, from your family, the wise one, tradition and order. Like I was saying, this one comes up pretty strongly. It's just being someone who was always a little more responsible, who was always better at organizing the family, getting people to places on time, making sure everyone had what they needed. And sorry, my one cat is crawling in a box right now. I feel like that might be a little loud. We'll just give him a second. Okay, sorry, he's done with that now. Yeah, so I really do get that they're saying too that it just feels so gentle and loving in this card, right? It doesn't feel like someone who held order and it's very disciplinary. It feels very gentle, just someone who's a natural nurturer, someone who's a natural caretaker, someone who really thinks of other people and really feel like you have a gentle touch. And just, I don't know, it's just such a loving card. It's very, very, it feels like a very like a compliment. Oh, sorry, now my cat is trying to get into a different box. I just bought some new hiking shoes, which came in 2 boxes. I don't know why. It came in a box. So he was trying to get into one. Now he's trying to get into the other one. But it also seems like it's very interesting for him, so I don't want to like ruin it. So anyways, I just really feel like there's a lot of respect and admiration, and this really feels like role model energy. So from your family, you feel like they see you as someone they aspire to be like, someone greatly respect. And this is one of these tricky things where I don't always feel like people like yourself really understand that. Like you just see like, well, they never really listened to me, or they never really learned, or things like that. But I feel like on this deeper level from their side, they just always had an admiration and appreciation for your level of patience. And what's the word they're using here? Patience. There's something around like kind-heartedness, but I'm not quite saying it's not quite what they're saying. It's some other word, but basically just they really appreciate the way that you gentle-hearted, I think is what they're saying, gentle-heartedness that you have and you bring to other people into situations. Okay, might need to interrupt my cat here. Okay, after a few brief interruptions there, let's move on to the here, unseen potential and hesitation. So this is how your guides see you. It's so interesting because this card I find to me is not as clear. So I'm just gonna take a second here to just ask. You keep seeing the crown, and I feel like it's almost saying like your potential. You're not stepping into your highest potential in leadership training or something. I know it's super random. But maybe it isn't random for you, but that's just kind of how I'm seeing it. It's like I feel like even with like these two energies, like from the other people and the way they see you, I feel like your guides are saying there is opportunities for you to teach people to be better leaders. This has come up a couple times on the channel in the last year, 6 months, I would say actually, around leadership and teaching other people to be fair and respectful leaders. I don't know why. Maybe you've stumbled on some of those pick a card readings on my channel before, or maybe you're about to. I'm not totally sure. But I really do see like they're saying like there's a lot of grace, gentleness, and I feel like it's all about your heart. People always see a lot of energy from your heart. Gentle heart. It's a big theme for you, at least in this pick a card reading, where that kind of lessons and learning and teachings need to be taught and carried out, because they just are saying like there's so much opportunity for you to teach other people, and there is like a hunger and a necessity for this type of leadership to make its way into our systems more often. So I really do feel like they're saying like it's time for you to let yourself be seen. And I feel like the other thing that come through is that you will not completely change. If there's any worry there about like maybe you would become a corrupt person, or you wouldn't be the person you are today, I don't see that. Like when I see this imagery here, I just keep getting that like your heart is true at a very deep level. You will always be this person that they just like, I don't know, they just really believe in you. They really believe in you. So that being said, very curious to see what advice your guides have for you to support you right now. So let's take a look. So I'm asking for 3 cards this time. Advice or guidance from your guides on how to support you right now. Advice on how to support yourself right now. That's the wording I want. All in your highest good in love and light, as always. Okay, I want this one, and I want that one. And for the third one, I want this one. Okay. So let's see what they have to say. There's nothing to worry about. Have confidence and fresh air. So, very interesting. Once again, getting some strong teacher vibes here. Like, look at this card. This guy has got like all this information above him. And then I feel like it's all about like sharing it and teaching others. I don't know. Sometimes when I see dove, I really feel like I see like young, youthful people, like innocent people. That sounds so weird. Like people who haven't been quote unquote corrupted by society, or haven't been, their perspective, their hope, their joy, their inspiration for what can be possible hasn't been diminished within themselves, whether through their experiences or limiting beliefs they might have obtained. Like, what I'm trying to say here is I just feel like there is like a group of people, young people. I think they're going to be adults, young adults. Some of them might even be like teenagers, that are eager to learn what you have to share. And when I say there's nothing to worry about, it's just saying you're safe and the situation is under perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly in through you. So I don't know. I just feel like there's such strong leadership teaching vibes, mentorship vibes coming from you all. I feel like there's definitely a situation that you've been contemplating in your life, whether it's a teaching position, whether maybe you're just thinking about volunteering with an organization that is looking for essentially role models for at-risk youth is usually a common one that I would see, or something like that. Maybe even women who have survived domestic abuse. There's something there. I feel like you have been presented an opportunity, or you've been thinking about an idea, sharing what you know, but it feels more leadership based. So I keep thinking it is like working maybe even at a camp with kids or something, teaching new world leaders. Like, that's the kind of wording I'm getting. So really neat guidance from your guides. Do not worry, you have everything you need. And like they keep pointing out, you're coming from this really strong heart place. I don't see you getting stuck in your ego. I don't see you like, you know, I feel like you're gonna rise to this occasion. You are gonna rise to the challenge. I don't even think it's gonna be a challenge for you. I think you're just innately so good at it, but it's just like a little bit of fear, like this very natural fear of being like, can I handle this? This is a lot of pressure. I don't know if I really know anything, because you're just innately like this really wonderful leader. So just trust that being exactly who you are, it will all work out. Have confidence, kind of saying the same thing here, hey? Like, moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God's work through you and with you in all ways. Sorry, God works with you and through you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will boo you your courage and faith. Yeah, really just saying like, you've got this. If you don't even believe in yourself, just go for it, and you will see, like, with time and results, that you are doing great things. I feel like you're going to be someone where a lot of people come back and they say, thank you so much. You changed my life. You changed the direction I was going in. I just see so many souls connected to you in that way. Like, I think you already do this, but there's an opportunity for you to do it on a larger scale. So I would just say awesome. I also just got like a flash that some of you might even be thinking about going to schools and speaking publicly, like sort of at like school, what are those called? Like I don't know, like when I was in elementary, they had them all the time. There'll be like a guest speaker that comes in. They are like going to tell the students something that they learned in their life that was really inspirational and life changing. So like I remember hearing someone talk about summiting Everest, and I think his whole purpose was just to tell us to aspire to reach greater heights. To aspire to do things that we physically don't think we could do, or something like that. But it just stands out to me because I couldn't believe this man hiked up Everest, and I didn't really know what it was. And ironically, I'm so into the mountains and hiking things and going to places that don't have lots of established trails, and it's like, who knows, maybe that person changed my life and I didn't even realize it. I don't know, just stuff like that where I just could see you going to schools and sharing your story. Fresh air, I just see this as a reminder that this is what keeps you connected in your heart, feeling good, breathing and relaxing. Fresh air. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today, as near to Mother Nature as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. Yeah, I could see that. I feel like some wind getting into your house might be nice, to just kind of get rid of some of that dust and stagnant energy and just blow it all away. But just, I really feel like this is a reminder for you if you've been feeling a little not like yourself or a little nervous, a little overwhelmed. It's just saying, remember when you go outside, when you feel the sun against your skin or the breeze, against your face, sometimes that just rejuvenates you. And you might have been missing out on that lately. Oh, here's Steve. Hey, buddy. Same cat that was causing the ruckus at the start of the reading. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to see, yeah, I'm looking, there's just a lot of also going on here on, yeah, remembering anytime you get nervous to ground yourself, get rooted in your body, present in your body, because I feel like just with this, like, oh, he's back. It's just like quite a bit of repeating colors there. And then blue, dark blues, I just see that. So again, it's like trusting in the future being possible is kind of what I'm getting here. Like, yeah, it's almost like you're doubting what you see as possible for yourself. So it's just a reminder to get grounded, rooted, feel present in your body. There will be no room for fear, because you'll be so aligned with your mission and what you want to do to be of service to people. And that will help change sort of the fear, I feel like you're seeing. Like, I feel like your third eye is just a little blocked. Like, just doesn't mean like you have to go worry about that, but it's just saying like sometimes your fear is like making you see a different possible outcome than what really is. It's like a false possibility realm, but that is not what's going to happen to you. Great things are coming your way. You're so destined to do this. And oh, look at that. There's a little gray wolf in the background there. So maybe have some courage and have some faith in yourself. And you might need to be a little bit brave, but you've got this. All right. Just a quick short one for you all today. That's all I have for you. And just before you go, I'll clear the energy again. And I just hope you have a wonderful day. Hello, Pile 2. So you all chose the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck. I'm going to be pulling your first 3 cards from this archetype deck here. And the first one is, how does your... Oh, sorry, just blanking on it. How does your friend see you? That's what it is. How does Pile 2's friends see them and love and lighten for their highest good? Awesome. Next card is, how does your family see you? Pile 2 in your highest good in love and light. Oop, you want that one, I guess. And the third card, how do your guides and angels see you? Pile 3, all in your highest good in love and light. Okay. Whoop. You've got this. You've got this. The Pilgrim. Okay. And should we pull? Let's pull these ones already. Why don't we? So this is some cards, 3 cards specifically for Pile 2 on how to support them right now. Messages from their guides. All right. I don't know if I want that one. All in their highest good and love and light. This one. I want that one. And I want this one. Okay. Cool, cool. So let's start here. So how your friends see you. Pile 2, we have the Masqueria, hiding your true self projections. So this is really interesting because like I said at the start, if you didn't watch it, that's totally okay. I was looking for the light energy attached, attributed. I was trying to see attributed and attached at the same time just there. Didn't make any sense, but attached to this card. So the light energy I actually get is that you are so able to change the way the people around you are feeling. And I specifically see it around, like I see this as like you're able to paint a smile on people's faces. Like I don't know if you've worked in like some sort of service industry, customer service industry, where people are kind of like in crummy moods, and maybe you work with people who have like, say you're like working at a car place and people only usually see you when they have to spend money because their car broke down or something's wrong with their car. It's kind of like stressful and a negative interaction in some ways because it means something's gone wrong for them. It doesn't have to be automotive, but I just feel like this is kind of a place you might have worked at some point, is somewhere where someone's coming to you because something unfortunate needs to get fixed for them. And I just feel like you're the type of person where despite all that being really unpleasant, you're able to make people feel a little bit better at the end of it, like a little happier, a little lighter. And I even really feel like this is sort of like they're saying like a gifting to the world. Like you make the world a little bit brighter because you're able to just make people who are just stuck in a rut, stuck in a bad mood, quite a bit happier, or feel lighter about things. So I actually see this as a huge compliment and a huge gifting, to be able to do that for people. Yeah, super neat. Might also be like a little bit of a jokester. I feel like some of you like to use a little bit of humor, just to make things a little less serious in like really stressful situations. And then here we have your family, the pilgrim, opportunities, and growth. This is really neat. I feel like for this, I would feel like it's talking more about how your parents, or if you have siblings, are perceiving you, and they feel like they like just notice or observe that you're always doing something new. So whether I feel like it's small things from learning new self-development things all the way to like taking on new hobbies and skills. And I feel like to them, they're just like kind of fascinated by it. They're like, you're constantly developing and growing as a person and learning new things. And I almost feel like there's like this, like, wow, like, some people might see you as lost, where other people here, I feel like they see you as someone who's just searching for like, I almost want to say like the purpose of why we're here. Like it's just like, I don't know, I feel like they really see you as someone who's on a journey to experience all of life, to really learn and take advantage of it. This is another interesting card where it's almost like, I don't know if you think your family sees you this way. I wonder if you're like, no, they just like, I think when I said they don't see you as lost, I feel like you think they see you as lost, but I actually feel like they're just like saying, you are just like, you are the light that comes around and brings it to all the things around it, and everything else can grow because as you grow, everything else is growing, just by the extra energy you're emitting. And they see that and observe that. It might not mean they're going to admit it out loud in this time, in this worldly time, but I definitely see that. Like I see you as the lantern and all these things. I see them kind of as people, these roses that are just starting to open, and some are more open than others and some are pretty closed. And I just feel like that's just like how you are, affecting other people, as you're fully open. Your heart is fully open. I think you follow your heart. You go wherever it's telling you, where you're teaching other people by doing that. And I would say specifically your family members, to start listening to their hearts and their desires and what lights them up a little bit more. So that's really neat. But I do feel like here it's like your family's a lot slower moving for some members of it. So I feel like you don't feel like that, but you feel like they're observing it, quite a bit and being like, wow, they're like doing all this stuff. Maybe I can just try taking a different route to work today. Like, I feel like it's baby steps for your parents, but it really is like you're inspiring that. And it feels like maybe like not very big inspiration for you, but to them it's big. It's getting them out of routine and out of like beliefs they had on what the world had to be and what they had to be. So that's really cool. The hunter, sure-footedness and predestination. So this is how your guides see you. Sorry, I'm just tuning into it a little bit. There's a lot going on in this card. I don't know. I feel like I keep getting the expression in a nutshell, and I'm like, what does that mean? In a nutshell. Okay, sorry. So I was just kind of asking a little bit more, like, can you give me a little more clarification? And I feel like they say, like, you're really good at living life as if it was going to be your last day. Like, really, like, taking advantage of every moment. And what is the other word here? It's interesting, but they're also saying, like, but you're not fearing death at the same time. You don't fear it. You're just like, it is a great motivator for you to get out there and do things and go in all these different directions. And I don't know, they're just saying, like, you're just always meant to be this way. Maybe you get frustrated with yourself sometimes because you feel like you're never sticking to one thing, but I just don't feel like it's in your programming to be that way. And I do just want to Google what an acorn means because I feel like that's really important. Acorn, spiritual meaning. Can't get it out of my head and I don't know what it means. Acorn, acorn. I can't apparently spell that word either. Acorn, like that. There's no H in acorn, duh. Okay. Okay, well, apparently, according to Google, acorns are all about growth and unlimited potential. And I don't know, I feel like that's just like further adding to just this whole concept of like, I think you inspire people to just think of life different from the limits they set. And that's even how I was saying with your parents, like it's like they've had this strong belief about what you had to do in life, things like that. And then I feel like you just defy that. You keep defying that for all people. They're like, oh, that can't just happen. And then bam, you do it. You change it. You're someone who attains and practices and works hard and gets to the thing that they thought was not possible. And that like blows people's minds. And I just feel like your guides really saying like you're meant to do that. That is part of your purpose. Don't ever beat yourself up for that. Because I just get this energy you can be hard on yourself for not settling down or something. I don't know, I get that vibe. But it's so not in who you were ever supposed to be, you know? So this all being said, let's take a look at guidance for you right now from your guides. Okay, so for first card here, we have helpful person, self-forgiveness, and you're being helped. So, helpful person. 2 words around helped. Okay, someone who wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. This is really neat. So whenever I see like this, especially with dolphins and double helping cards, there might be like a situation where you're feeling really blocked, really stuck, you know, stuck backed into a corner. Like maybe you're having issues paying for your rent or something like that, or you're needing an opportunity to come through or a job opportunity, something like that. And I feel like a message is coming through is that there is somebody who has an opportunity for you. So what I'm thinking for a job, if that's the issue, I like feel like there's someone looking for someone like you who's qualified in the same way. Maybe you're feeling a little nervous to ask them, to ask for help, to literally kind of, I don't know, I get like the energy that maybe you feel like it might be burdening to them. It might be annoying for them or something like that. And I'm just getting, no, like there is someone where you are perfectly aligned for this and they could use you. It'd be mutually beneficial. That's the word I'm looking for. Also for like rent, you feel like there's something else going on there too. Like maybe you're trying to find a place or something like that. And then funny enough, I'm getting like, maybe for some of you, there's someone who needs someone to watch their kid during the day while they go to work. And maybe there's an opportunity for you to stay at their house and watch their kid while you're trying to get up on your feet or something like that. There's like, I don't know, they're just saying like there is someone who could use your help, and you could also benefit from their help, and this will get you out of a stuck situation. So when it says think of whom that might be, I feel like just close your eyes, breathe, breathe in, breathe out, release that stress, connect in with that heart of yours. So maybe put a hand on your heart and just ask like, is there someone that I can ask? Or maybe you're even thinking of something now. I don't know. But I feel like there's something coming through for that. For some, you're mutually benefiting, but there's like a little bit of like having to put yourself out there a bit vulnerably to ask for that help. Self-forgiveness, let go of guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. This definitely is kind of attached to this whole like you're beating yourself up about the situation you're in right now, and they're saying, don't do that. You know, don't feel bad. Don't blame yourself. Don't beat yourself up over this. Everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be fine. As hard as that can be to believe, it's just saying, just if you beating yourself up, like that's just not gonna get you anywhere. It's just gonna make the situation worse. It's gonna make it harder to get through. And I just also always see this card as like someone who's stuck in a rut, stuck in a cave, like stuck in a dark place, just sort of like picking at their wounds. Like, I don't know, I always see this girl like she's pulling out her hair, like she could just leave it alone, just stop pulling on it. it's not good for her. It's not getting you anywhere helpful. And you just deserve to be nicer to yourself. That's the only thing I want to say there. And then here we have, you're being helped. Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see results yet. So every time I see this, I always see like this, like inner child is like wounding is coming up, like whatever story you've beat yourself up about again and again, that's kind of popping up for you right now. And it's saying, don't do that. Just trust that you are growing, you are exactly where you're meant to be, and it might seem really weird, but who knows where this is going to take you. And like it says, like under the water, like it's kind of like an iceberg. If you only see the top of the iceberg, it doesn't look like much is happening, but then when you see underneath the water, you see how big it is. Like I just see like it's saying like there's so much going on underneath. And whenever I see dolphins, as I was saying at the start, like it's all about community and really great connections and just people who are there to support you and mutual support. So it's not like you're just taking handouts. It's like you bring equal benefits and just blessings to the people as well. It's not one-sided. We just have to be okay with accepting that help, giving and receiving equally. So I just feel like they're saying there's so much going on. And also, funny enough, I just noticed for the first time ever in this card deck that there's a little person peeking behind the tree looking at this person. So I do feel like there is someone for sure. There's someone who's able to help you out, but they're too nervous to ask you. And I think you're a little too shy to be vulnerable enough to ask them. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to trust that if you chose this pile, that makes sense to you. As it is a general card reading, and unfortunately, I can't tune in specifically to everything that's going on, but you see that little person sticking their head out behind the tree? I don't know. I just feel like someone's keeping an eye out on you, and they're feeling a little shy to ask, but someone needs to take the step here. And like I said, it feels very mutually benefiting. That all being said, oh, sorry, my cat is just so cute right now. I just turned my head and he's just sleeping so cute. That was very distracting. I was just going to pull one more card because I feel like the energy feels really intense for you guys right now. So I'm just going to ask if there's anything else, any other guidance just to help you out right now from your angels and love and light, just to help you feel a little more supported. I feel like I just feel so much frustration and blah, kind of gross, heavy energy. I don't actually want this one. This one feels not right. Give me a different one. I want this one. Okay, time to move on. Okay, and we'll do, I guess we're doing 3 more. A new dawn is coming. Time to move on and playtime. Okay, and look, we got more dolphins in these cards. Super beautiful. So I feel like this is just really them trying to reach out and say things are changing. The worst is behind you and positive new experiences are on the horizon. Some of you might really have had to restart. And like I said, I feel like there's like a rent situation or a living situation that feels really stressful. Like I said though, there's someone who like just it will work out. Maybe they're needing even like not like a renter, what's the word, where more than one person lives in the same house together. Like maybe they're just even needing someone to pitch in like $50 on rent or something, or $100 on rent, and there's like an open couch or an open basement or something. I feel like there's some situation like that where this person is already in your life, and it's just like a matter of you both realizing that you have this need. And it's just like they said, it's gonna work out. It's time to let go of old and worn out. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that new can come in. So just, I really feel like this card is going on with like stop beating yourself up. You're starting afresh, and old cycles aren't going to keep following you. And here we have playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing, as joy creates miracles and manifestation. Joy is the hardest thing to connect into when we are beating ourselves up about something, blaming ourselves for being in a situation or being stuck in a situation. And it's just saying like, sometimes you need to, despite how hard it seems, get out of that rut so you can see the options around you. So playtime, doing things for joy. This is just even saying again and again, like being around people, being around friends and people and supportive people, and make you feel good and change your perspective. Like I even see like too, like this mermaid is looking at the situation and seeing the bigger picture too. So I just know that's so hard to hear sometimes though, but the whole like, shake off this, don't blame yourself and beat yourself up for it. I feel like it's saying like something better is coming in, and this is not going to keep repeating itself, this situation you're finding yourself in right now. Okay, so I'm just going to put in energy before I let you go, and I just wish you the best of luck here. Okay, you just you got this. Hello, pile 3. So you all chose the Magical Unicorns Oracle card deck, and I'm actually going to use this archetype deck to answer the first 3 questions we had. So how does your friend see you, pile 3, in the highest good and love and light? Just one card. Okay, how does your family see you, pile 3? All in the highest good and love and light. And lastly, how do your guides see you, pile 3? All in the highest good and love and light. And then I'll also pull right away these 3 guidance cards from your guides to help support you right now. So what guidance do your guides have for you, pile 3? All in your highest good and love and light right now. Okay, and I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do a 4th one because I just feel like there's one more that wants to come out. Okay, so we have the Runaway, Secrets Running from Problems. We have the Smith, Overthinking, Taking Action. And we have the Astronomer, Discovery, and Augury. Okay, and like I was saying at the start, in the intro of this pick a card reading, I am just looking for the light attributes for each thing. So I am just looking at the positive messages coming through for you. So for the first card here on how your friends see you, it says the Runaway, Secrets, run away from problems, but I actually really see this card as you being able to outgrow the constraints around you. So how I'd see this card, so I almost feel like your friends recognize that you weren't necessarily given advantages in your life, but I feel like they're saying you overcame any constraints you might have had. So it could even be things as maybe you came from very strict parenting or a family that really believed in one way of life. And then I feel like it's just saying like you basically grew out of those. Like you you were these beautiful flowers who just couldn't be held back by these constraints. So in some cases I'm even getting that they see that like you don't fit into the normal box, like in the sense like maybe you didn't go to secondary school or maybe you didn't go to university, but you still ended up very successful or doing the things that you love to do when they felt like everyone always had to hate their job. Like it's just saying like you are someone who surprised your friends, showed them that you don't need to follow one way of life. I really do just feel like it's almost saying social norms. You didn't get caged in by them, and they really recognize that. So maybe you're like seen as very free spirited. That's the word I was looking for. Maybe you camp or backpack around or live in your car, but more out of choice than out of like just being put in those financial situations. I do just feel like you're living true to yourself and not by what society says you should or shouldn't do wherever it is that you live. So your friends really see that. How your family sees you, very similar. I get the same energy of, like it says, taking action, overthinking the Smith. And I almost just feel like it says like when you set out to do something, they know you're going to do it. So if you say, I'm going to travel the world in 90 days, you're gonna do it, and you just go and you take action. I get that you don't overthink things, and it's just such a theme of like following where the passion is, following where you're pulled and going after it. So your family just, I feel like they would say, yeah, whatever you set your mind to, they know you're gonna do. And so funny, I also feel like they say you're a little stubborn, but that's also what gets you to take such great actions. It's kind of a blessing for you. I don't know if you've ever thought of that as that way, but yeah, they're saying like it's really why you're able to accomplish so much and do what you set out to do. I keep saying that. It's a really big thing. And then how your guides see you, the astronomer, we have discovery and augury. This card is very fascinating. It's interesting. Like I almost want to say they're saying that you how's the best way to word this? Like I almost see like you see yourself as your own grounding sun. I don't know how to say this. Like you don't ground yourself or root yourself to say a specific object or a specific place. You ground yourself by being you. Like you, I think this is why you can travel around, change jobs, change anything you're doing. What's so interesting is this pile has a lot of similar energies to, I think it was pile 2, where it's all about like I feel like you're so adaptable and you're just so rooted in yourself that you don't need any material objects to keep you connected somewhere. I definitely get the impression that this is very much kind of like a wild child kind of pile, or a hippie child is maybe some ways that people might describe you. You do travel around. You do just, I don't know, you're just so rooted in you. It's really neat. And I do feel like you are just so inspired by discovery, by the new, by experiencing new things, by just going wherever your heart wants to take you. And then whatever you feel inspired to do, you set your mind to it and then you go and take action. So it's really neat. There's definitely a theme about how everyone sees you right now. That's super cool. So that all being said, let's look at the cards for advice for you right now. We have Wish Upon a Star, Decide, Grandparent, and Exercise. And it's interesting that there's little water fountains in a few of these cards, and there's little water here. So, there's something around here where I just keep getting like, if you're feeling called to go to the next place where there is a lot of water, maybe there's just like, I don't know, I do feel like it's waterfalls, not like oceans, but waterfalls. I'm thinking of like if you were in Canada, I would think of BC, British Columbia, where there's lots of very green, mossy forests, lots of waterfalls everywhere, lots of like streams. Like I feel like if you're feeling called to go somewhere there. Sorry, also getting really distracted. I keep thinking of daisies. Don't know what that means for this pile. Maybe it's significant to you. Maybe daisies mean something to you, but I just keep, the daisies are just standing out. I mean, they do represent new beginnings. Yeah, and maybe just even talking about very fertile times. So there is definitely some energy going on here. So anyway, so wish upon a star, make a wish and expect the very best. It's time to clearly make a decision about what you want. And you have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. And run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. So, there's definitely a little bit of heart healing going on right now for this pile. And so much, I feel like all these flowers are just like calling out things. Like now I'm looking at the lilies over here. I actually don't know what lilies are. Let me just quickly Google this. Lilies. Spiritual meaning, purity of heart and soul, spirituality, new beginnings as well. It also means new beginnings. Beauty, elegance, love, sympathy for the departed. Interesting. Okay, so between the grandparent card and sort of this like, I don't know, like heart healing and this wish upon a star thing. I don't know. I can't help but wonder if you've recently lost someone dear to you, and if you're struggling a little bit with that loss or you're grieving it right now. For some of you, it could even be something like dementia or Alzheimer's. Maybe a loved one is experiencing that, and I feel like you might not even actually have physically lost them, but it might just be more like, emotional loss because it feels like they're not around anymore, or not around in the way that they used to be. So that's just really interesting. So I just feel like the message coming through for you right now is just knowing that like when I see this card, it just talks about like that their higher self, their more full self, sees you in the relationships and loves you. And it's just like a very interesting card. It's just like a little validation, confirmation that although in this life, in how they are now, they may not be able to remember you or talk with you in the same way, it's like their higher self still sees and holds the connection dear with you. So it's so interesting. It's almost like when I see dementia or Alzheimer's, I see like fragmented souls. So it's almost like little pieces of them come up differently, and it's like the whole soul isn't like together. I don't know, that's like the best way I can describe it. So I feel like their higher self is still saying like the relationship is real and they still value you and they do still love you. And I feel like part of this like moving, I feel like some of you have been just like, you get the decide card. I feel like you've been debating going on another trip or going somewhere with the water thing. And I do feel like it's saying like this will be your healing time. Like this is going to be very healing for you. It gives you some time to contemplate and rejuvenate and bring comfort to you. And I feel like you're maybe been needing that, but I feel like this is all your call, you do you. I also was just thinking like are all the horses white? And I've never noticed this. Oh my gosh. All the unicorns are white. Oh no, he's brown. I just feel like, yeah, I get some strong clearing energy coming in for you all. And just needing some like heart healing time. So it's very interesting. I feel like you can't make a wrong decision right now. They're just saying it's time for you to make a choice on this sort of stagnant energy you've been in, or a standstill you feel like you've been in. And I believe you're just needing funny enough, space to make this decision. So where you feel not pressured, where you're out of this situation. How do I put it? Out of the environment you are right now, where things are feeling pretty heavy, and just connecting in with nature again. Like I said, all these flowers are coming up. So I feel like you just, flowers have been such a big, strong pull here. So maybe you are a herbologist, maybe you work a lot with flowers, maybe you own a flower shop for all I know, I feel like they're wildflowers. So I don't know. I just feel like there's some sort of tie with you with them. And I feel like you might want to look up the spiritual meaning of them whenever they pop up or you see them, because I feel like that's just like how some people get angel numbers. I think you get like angel flowers. And that's just something that really resonates with your energy. And Bishop on a Star. The exercise card, I really feel like that just is encouraging you to make movement, get walking, you have some routine you normally do, and I feel like you've just really fallen out of it with this situation that's happened. And I feel like they're just reminding you that movement helps you move through things, helps you feel a bit better. Yeah. Sorry, I just feel like I should pull another card for you guys. So I'm going to do one more. Just any last advice for this pile from their guides? All in the highest good and love and light. We have true. All right, you got 4 more. Okay, so it says true. Yes, what you're asking about is the truth. So I feel like it's a little confirmation there. If there's something that I'm not answering and you're like, what does this mean? Is this referring to this? This is your answer is yes. Change. The challenges that you're going through are positive. And interesting, here's one not white horse again. Very shadowy. Talking about making 2 decisions, having to choose between 2 different paths, 2 different directions. So this is always a very sort of chaotic, key Y intersection decision making time of your life. So there is obviously, like it's saying, decide that you are at some sort of Y intersection. But the thing it said here is you just choose what you want and know that the best will work out. There's no right or wrong decision for you. They're just different experiences. So here it says, imagine. What would you see, feel, think, and hear if your wish came true? So it's interesting. You have 2 wish cards coming through, and it's saying, imagine that the best thing that could happen is possible and real. And that talks a lot about calling in the highest possible outcome or path in your life. So manifesting in the highest possibility. And then love heals fear. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people be less afraid. So this is really interesting. So it does talk again about dealing with sort of this, I feel like there's this heaviness. Yeah, just this heaviness that you're in. And I'm so sorry, I can't quite see with this general card reading what specifically it is, but I do feel like there is some grief. Yeah, just some like heaviness that you're not usually stuck in, but I feel like the Y intersection is what's bringing this up. There's just a great opportunity for change. And yes, you really just can't choose the wrong path. There's no right or wrong. There's just different experiences. And you just got to choose which one you want, and expect the best is what I keep saying. And just take time to reconnect. And just, yeah, I feel like water feels so protective and clearing for you. I could almost even see you shielding your energy in like a pillar of water or a bubble of water. And that feels really nice for this pile. Yeah. And it's so interesting. I do feel like it's just saying like light your own way with your best dreams for yourself. Okay. I also, these readings are a little bit short, and I feel like you're in a really tricky spot in your life right now. I can just feel like the confusion and the frustration and the just like general kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. The crux, I feel like you're at a crux. If you rock climb, I don't know if people say crux in other situations, but you're going to figure it out. There's no wrong or right decision. Yeah, you just gotta decide. So that being said, before I just leave you, I'll clear the energy one more time, and I will leave you some time to reflect on what's happening, on what's going on. So I hope this helps you in some way or made you feel a little bit easier. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you around.